to QI. Tonight we are quite interested in engineering, and so we've come equipped with 4 of the sharpest tools in the box. The steely Jimmy Carr. And the power-driven Rob Brydon. With the well-oiled Bill Bailey. And the spanner in the works, Alan Davies! So let's hear your precision-engineered sounds. Bill goes... Jimmy goes... and Rob goes... and Alan goes... Now, although tonight's manly menu mainly means engineering matters, don't forget our elephant in the room bonus prize, will you? No, for predicting the arrival of 1 or more elephants on the programme. There it is. Right, be ready. First question. Who built Britain's railways?
Look out! Look out! This...
Oh, Jesus! I say. By the way, I have my own train here. Look at that. There. Isn't that fun? And I have sweets which I can load on and deliver to any particularly interesting answers this evening. So there's an extra incentive. However,
this is turning into my perfect house. More toast, please.
Wallace and Gromit. But you have first to address the question of who built our railways. Richard Branson.
Oh, no. It's not elephants. Large creatures were trained to trample down areas of Britain to be very, very flat. The railway mouse.
Well, you're right, actually.
Oh.
That because... Well...
Sweet. That's a treat. That's a treat.
You're right, actually, comma, in saying...
Same word. Big comma.
In saying that railways had to be flat in the days when they were built in Britain, which were the very earliest days because we were the country that invented the steam locomotive and the railway system, and they weren't powerful enough engines to go up hills or to go even really round bends, so they had to be straight and they had to be flat.
Were they built by the wrong type of builder?
Well, at the time, they thought they were the much-mocked navvy. They were called navvies. They were mostly Irish.
Yes,
and they were an extraordinary example of man muscle. They really were. It took a year to train a navvy.
Whoa,
you fed them on meat and beer. No Dagenham smiles there, very tightly done trousers. And they...
A Dagenham smile?
The Birmingham to London track took 5 years to build and was the equivalent in work of building 1.5 Great Pyramids. It was an astonishing feat. Astonishing. These people were incredible. As I say, it took a year to train them. They lived on beer and meat, and they could outperform any other manual labourer. I mean, farm workers would be exhausted after a quarter of a day that the navvies could do.
I hear once that the Trans-Siberian Railway, which was meant to be a straight line, the Tsar got a ruler and he said, I want the railway perfectly straight, like this. And he got the ruler and he drew a line like that, but his fingers were over the edge. And in a couple of places, it did a big sort of detour like that. He went, build me that, go away, you, like that. And they went, oh, we better build it like he said. So they had to build 2 very big curves,
That's a lovely thought again.
That's a lovely thought.
I'd always assumed that the first railways that was...
All very well. Hey! We've got a sweet.
Let's get someone on the scene and go straight there now to see what's happening. It's absolute pandemonium, Stephen.
Oh, you had your sweet yet?
I haven't had it yet.
Oh, I'm not very good at being a back controller.
The right place. Can't be a virgin training.
Why, for a sweet and a point, why are they called navvies?
Navigational engineers.
Oh, very good, very good. I'm so impressed.
Is that
They were responsible for digging what were called the internal navigation system, which was the canals. That's how they first came over, for digging canals. And then when the railway arrived, they did all the embankments and the tunnels and the extraordinary earth movement involved. There were horses were used for taking away the spoil, but everything else was human muscle.
Elephants as well, did you realise?
No elephants
There
were
were
used
some.
in the making of that railway line.
There were, just little ones. So London to Birmingham, or Birmingham to London,
Yeah.
was the equivalent of what, 1.5 pyramids?
1.5 great pyramids, supposedly. in
If
terms
only
of-
we'd put that to a vote, we would have had 1.5 pyramids. Didn't mean just a half a pyramid, yeah, we just thought we'd
That'll
leave it.
do.
We have the top half of the pyramid.
Well, that's a pyramid.
still.
That's a pyramid, the top half, isn't it? It's only if the bottom half.
That's what I would choose.
It's an odd platform. So just keep slicing your pyramids.
Can't have a sleep. There you are.
Gentlemen.
Oh no! Thank you very much.
Curses.
The credit may have gone to engineers, of course, like Stevenson and Brunel, but it was thousands and thousands of anonymous navvies who did the actual work. Now, here's a big question. What happened when the Americans went off the rails?
Jesus.
This is during the Carter administration when they tried to bring in a different form. Instead of rails, because Jimmy Carter was a southern president,
Yes.
and in the deep south, of course, fried food is very, very popular. And they were hoping to build kind of carriages with holes in the bottom. People would sit, take their trousers down, and after eating a lot of fried food, they would fart it, and it would rise on a bed of noxious bottom gas. And then, behind, people would open balloons and let the air out, and if there were enough of the balloons, they were hoping... I mean, it never worked. It never took off, obviously.
You would have heard of it.
A fool could have predicted it, but they didn't have a fool in the...
For the first time in history.
Yeah.
Take the sweet off him.
Yeah, it
Is the question, when did America go off the rails?
is. No, when a locomotive went off the rails in America, what did they do?
They picked it up, put it back on.
Is the right answer. It's as simple as that. The point is, they deliberately made their locomotives very small and light. As you can see, they have no cladding, so they're as light as possible, and the passengers had to get out, pick it up, put it back on. They had the advantage of the potato blight, bringing over lots of Irishmen to be their navvies in America as well, at just the right time.
Stephen, they're navigational engineers.
Yeah,
please.
thank you for that, Ron.
I don't think we should call them navvies
No,
anymore.
you're right.
Now that we know the full title.
That mix were taken over to do the digging and did it brilliantly. And they tended to do it in the East Coast. And who did it in the West?
The Chinese.
The Chinese.
The Chinese.
The Chinese. And they met in the middle, the Irish and the Chinese, when they've completed the entire link across America. They could lay track, particularly from the West. There was a couple of brothers called Casement who devised this system, where the track was laid as fast as a man could walk. That's how quickly
Not as
they could
fast
lay.
as Gromit.
No, that... He was probably inspired by the Casement brothers. They'd have a train on the existing track, or a sort of thing, and they would be exactly going ahead like that. And then they'd just simply push off the one when it had emptied itself of its rails and sleepers, and there would be one behind, and they would carry on. It was incredible.
I suspect that they're standing evenly apart for some kind of balance, because you would know. Why would you ever stand like that unless you were 5 individuals who happened to have bought single tickets? If you've gone along with 4 friends on a train, you might stand closer to one another, might you, and chat.
The women folk perhaps are with them.
You may be right.
I think it's top hats off for that sort of thing.
Why didn't they build a railway at Slough?
A Slough?
Why not?
The town where I grew up?
Is there no station in Slough?
Well, there is now, I suspect, is there?
Yes.
Yes, there is.
But there's no railway.
It's a start.
When the railway was being built through that particular part of Buckinghamshire, they were told they couldn't build a station at Slough. In fact, what happened was they would disregard it by stopping, and people would get on and off, and they would sell tickets in the pub. But who was it who said we won't have a station here? What school is nearby?
Oh,
Yes.
I do know it. It's Eton.
Eton College, of course, is there. And yes, they thought the boys would be tempted to go into London. There they are. Bless them.
And take drugs.
And, well, visit prostitutes and so on.
What about the first thing they do? There's a train. Prostitutes!
I'd like a prostitute super saver, please.
That's why this prostitute seems to be a woman.
Bloody hell, actually, that's seriously unfair. No. Come on, actually.
What am I meant to do with
really.
these?
No, come on.
Oh, really?
No. There was a traveller's handbook that advised women should put pins in their mouth when trains went into a tunnel so men didn't kiss them. To protect themselves from unwanted kissing, they put a pin in their mouth.
It's very sweet, though, to think that kissing would be the first thing that men would...
They come out of the tunnel, the bloke's got a pin in his cock.
It's a very direct approach you've got to court. It is. I'll just pop this in her mouth. She'll come round, I'm sure, yeah.
Oh, my God. It's dark, she won't even know it's me.
Magnet! Magnet! Anyone a magnet?
So there you are, yes, when 19th century American trains came off the rails, the passengers got out and lifted them back on. Now, what did Isambard Kingdom Brunel get for 18 birthdays in a row? For the first time ever, simultaneously, an elephant.
How annoyed would you be as well? You got me one of these last year. Did I? Yeah, look! How could you miss that?
Absolutely slaughtered. Plastered.
That's
Couldn't
possible.
remember where he lived.
Socket set.
Did you get a copy of A Bridge Over Troubled Water?
No. Jane's Fighting Ships.
A book by Jeremy Clarkson.
If this book was a book, it'd be a book. There, that'll do, won't it?
Did he get a million sold?
Yeah.
What did he do? Let's think about what Isambard Kingdom Brunel.
Engineer.
Oh, engineering
bridges.
genius.
Tunnels was the first thing you said, is there was
Oh,
concentrated on that.
Meccano.
No. Which is one of his the biggest tunnel he...
The box tunnel?
The box tunnel under Box Hill. You're absolutely right. 2 miles long. There it is.
Yeah.
Well, the opening of it, obviously. It's huge. It created so much earthworks, the making of it. It was the biggest tunnel in the world at the time he did it. That there are...
They built Wales with it.
Well, no. There were all these... There are vast holes down there that are linked by other tunnels. There are
Caves.
80 miles
Yes.
of tunnels under there. Between 1935 and 1940, the military took over and they built this extraordinary system of underground, 30,000 square feet of office space with a lift and as an ammunition dump. And of course, a lot of people believe now that it's got an alien spaceship in it and all kinds of
Oh,
other
yes,
nonsense.
it's a lot of local folklore. Because I grew up near...
Oh, well, you'll know
in Bath,
about
you
it,
see,
then.
very near the box
You grew
tunnel.
up in that tunnel?
In the tunnel, yes.
Explains a great deal.
Known as the creature of the tunnel. Dare ye go in that box tunnel?
Did they tell you anything about the way Brunel designed it? And a special effect that could be got from it once a year?
Does the light shine through it once a year? Do you want one of those?
Yeah, go on, you can have your sweetie. Yes, on his birthday, which is the 9th of April, he was born in 1806. It was his
there it is.
bicentennial of his birth. There's the sun shining through. On his birthday, our QI field researchers wanted to stand there and check it, but they weren't allowed to by network. But that is one of the problems. Apparently, it is a straight tunnel, and the light will shine through it, but it's usually full of dust and smoke and various other things. So to explosions. Where's the best place to be when a nuclear bomb goes off? Extraordinary.
I would have gone for downtown Nagasaki. What are the chances of that happening again? You've got to play the odds.
There is a distance, and I'm not sure what that distance is. You have to be close enough to get some of the radiation, and if you're in the right spot, you will become a superhero. experts are divided on what the distance is, and if you get it wrong...
Whoa.
Oh.
Yes.
Hang on. How about behind an elephant?
It's a thought. Well, when I say the best place, if you wanted to watch it, and
Oh, I know. You've got to have a little bit of card with a pinhole through it. And then you can be as close as you like.
Oh, yeah.
It actually can't hurt you.
Where did the most nuclear bombs go off in history?
South Pacific?
But there were quite a few in the Pacific, but actually on land there were
In the
1,000 in the 1950s and early 60s.
Nevada.
And in the early-ish 50s, when they were practicing their bomb techniques and setting one off just about once every 3 weeks, there was a town which was a no-good town at all in the early 50s. It was of no interest except
Vegas.
Las Vegas. It's called itself the Up and Atom Town, and it advertises itself as a place to watch nuclear bombs going off. It's 65 miles away. They thought that was nice and safe. They would have poolside parties in the few hotels that were there.
So you're saying that lights of Vegas have got nothing to do with lights? They're just... that is just an afterglow of people going, oh, I don't feel well.
Well, over 10,000 people, known as downwinders, have claimed, and successfully claimed at that, $500 million from the US government for the effects of it. The Japanese Emperor Hirohito made a radio announcement after Hiroshima, which may be one of the great understatements of all time. He said, "The war has developed not necessarily to our advantage."
Traffic and travel next.
Not that much travel.
No. Fortunately, the American search for amusing new bombs to entertain the public never ceases. How does the love bomb work?
I turn up and I get on with it. Isn't a love bomb a bottom noise that can be made whilst you're making love? You know that sometimes you're enjoying something. And then all of a sudden, you know that it's a bit awkward and you pretend you haven't heard it.
Rob, can I remind you of something?
I like the fact
Your father is in the audience today. Just thought I'd remind you. Yeah,
He's up there going, that's my boy. You're putting wheels on the map, Robert.
this kind of sophisticated humour, you're quite right. So, love bomb.
Lets off something that makes everyone feel loved up. It's like a big ecstasy bomb.
Yeah, you're sort of right. In 1994, the Americans worked on the idea of a bomb that would contain an aphrodisiac. I quote of the plan here, it's been declassified 2 years ago. One distasteful but completely non-lethal example would be strong aphrodisiacs, especially if the chemical also caused homosexual behaviour. Oh, the idea was to make the troops...
That's the best example we could find.
Hang on, what have you been putting in my tea then?
The idea was that that they would all start loving each other up instead of fighting. Now, what could you make with an ultrasound rectal probe, a light-emitting tube, bicycle helmets, protective clothing, a huge tub of Vaseline, and a wheelbarrow?
Oh. I could make you the happiest man alive.
Oh. Elephant in the room. Yes. Is this something to do with a medical examination of an elephant?
Do you get the point?
It's what you do. It's how you test pregnancy in elephants.
No, it's how you make pregnancy.
So that's what I meant, yes. How you make elephants pregnant.
Artificial insemination of elephants.
That's it, yes.
You need the safety helmet, for safety reasons, as you can imagine. You need the bucket, or wheelbarrow in this case, to collect the elephant droppings, because you need to give an elephant an enema first.
Oh, you're making an elephant porn film, or what?
And you do need hours of preparation for this. A couple of Germans, surprisingly, are the experts in this. Doctors Thomas Hildebrandt and Frank Göritz.
There's the doctor now.
They've made 12 baby elephants this way.
You know when you say hours of preparation, do you mean getting her in the mood?
Well...
Do you take her out to dinner? Do you compliment her?
You only have to compliment her once, because she never forgets.
Hey. an ultrasound probe into the elephant's rectum while feeding a light-emitting tube into what is rather pleasingly called her vestibule.
Into the rectum?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's not how it's done.
No, but you have to do that first. You have to do... It's all...
You have to do that first. That's what I've been telling her. Finally, she'll pay attention now.
Why not just get a big boy elephant?
Well, in the circumstances in which that's impossible. Artificial insemination with other animals happens, obviously, and it's with elephants, it's occasionally...
Getting animals to mate in captivity is very difficult, especially with each other.
Yes.
Exactly right. Anyway, all those exciting objects, with luck, could make you a baby elephant, and they are the tools used by artificial inseminators. So the wheel turns full circle, gentlemen, and plunges us back into the oily sump of general ignorance. So, fingers on buzzers, please. Where are you most likely to get bitten by a vampire?
A 19th century novel.
Pinewood Studios.
Very good answer.
Outside your own house.
Where on the body?
Well, it would have to be some sort of protrusion where blood gathers and is easily accessible through the bedclothes, probably the elbow.
What about in a dark tunnel?
No, but it is a protuberance, as Jimmy pointed out. Big toe.
Big toe? A
Big
vampire
toe
would
is the
bite
most
you on the
likely
toe?
place. There are a number of misconceptions about vampire bats, obviously, but I mean, we're talking about real vampire bats.
Well, who does your picture?
Aren't they pretty?
Oh, he's a nasty-looking one, isn't
That
he?
is a really
Tell
ugly
you what, that
animal.
Gary Oldman is a hell of an actor. It's like he really transforms, doesn't he?
It's if
amongst
Yoda...
vampire bats, is he regarded as a bit of a looker?
Yeah, if Yoda had accepted the dark side... That's how he would have looked. Yeah. But,
That's a very suave-looking bat. Hello.
Would you mind awfully if I nipped you on the toe?
Well, I'm having a few friends over. Would you like a liqueur?
what do they do? How do they ingest their blood? I mean, what do they do?
They bite and sniff it up, swallow it, lick it, slurp it, hide it. Store it, draw it off
Who do
into
you think
decant
you are?
it. Decant it.
Lay it down for a couple of years.
Yeah, with the syringe. I mean, they're quite hygienic animals. Small bit of cotton wool, syringe, and then you get a cup of tea and a biscuit. That's how you know you've been bitten.
And a little tiny little plaster.
They do. You're quite right in one sense. They do an anticoagulant and a painkiller, so you're unlikely to know you've been bitten. What they do is they open the skin and the vein, and then they lap at it like a cat.
I don't want to alarm anyone, but I think a love bomb may have gone off.
Stephen doesn't need a love bomb to behave like that, you know.
Is it getting hot in here?
Yes, the most likely place to get bitten by a vampire is in the big toe. And finally, what's the biggest load of rubbish in the world?
Oh.
France.
We got France!
There's a lovely picture of France there. See you there.
You can
This
have a
show is
sweet-
sponsored by the British Tourist Board. Don't leave, it's horrible over there.
Somewhere in America, probably.
Oh, hang on. There was a thing in the QI book about the biggest load of rubbish in the world. The biggest man-made thing, and it was a rubbish dump in New York.
Fresh kills.
No. That is one of the that is the largest.
Thanks for taking that bullet, Bill. Lord knows I appreciate that. I'll set them up, you knock them over.
I don't know many rubbish dumps, funnily enough. I mean, there's Wandsworth tip.
I don't know the biggest one. There's a very good one there's a very good one for the Richmond area where you can they have separate stuff for plastics and cardboard and textiles.
Yeah, that's the one in Wandsworth.
No. I did clearly say Richmond.
No, but you can do all that in Wandsworth as well. You don't have to go to
We're not
Richmond.
talking about
because-
Wandsworth. We're talking about reaction.
All right.
What was the original question?
Nice.
Well, the fact is, as you say, that is a very big pile of rubbish. It's the
Yes.
biggest man-made structure in the world. But actually, we're in the Pacific. We're in the northern Pacific Gyre. It's an area where...
Oh, it really takes you there.
It does. Come with me into the swirling vortex that is the northern Pacific Gyre.
That's not a photo, is it?
No, that's not. It's all of the currents swirl. Everything tends towards making this huge
So
maelstrom.
They grab all the driftwood and all
And in the
bits
old
of
days,
rubbish.
all the rubbish would go there, but it would be broken down by microorganisms. But today, since the invention of plastic doesn't biodegrade, as you probably know. It photodegrades, but doesn't biodegrade, so it lasts for a very, very long time. And it's all in an area the size of Texas. I mean,
Texas?
it is colossal. And for every pound of plankton, there are 6 pounds.
And is it just on the
Of
surface, or
plastic.
what is it, where is it?
It's on the surface. It gets eaten by the poor animals. You know, you can find jellyfish with bits of brightly coloured plastic inside.
You think that's remarkable? At the Richmond tip, there's a section. There's a section for fluorescent tubes.
We've got that in Wandsworth, and we got one. And we got one there's for fridges and.
We got fridges?
Yeah, fridges, tellies, computers, everything you want. Keyboards, things you don't need.
Whereabouts
anymore.
is it? I want to check it out.
Not telling.
We can decide all this later because the fact is, yes, the biggest collection of rubbish in the world is floating in the North Pacific Gyre, otherwise known as the Pacific Trash Vortex. Kind of grunge band, isn't it? Speaking of rubbish, it's time for the scores. And first out of the tunnel with a full 11 points is Rob Brydon. Mirabile dictu in second place, perhaps for the first time ever, with +4 points, Alan Davis. Great achievement. And in third place with -2, it's Jimmy Carr. It means that trailing behind him, one of those funny little up and down things that you take along on a railway line, with -18 points, Bill Bailey! So that's all from Jimmy, Rob, Bill, Alan and me, but here's one last question for you at home. How do you know that God is a civil engineer? Because when he designed the human body, he put the recreation area right next to the sewage outflow. Good night.